Good day, everybody. Jewel here with J7409 Weather. Today, of course, Friday, August the 14th, 2020. Thanks so much for clicking play and checking out all the weather details with me. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you for all my new subscribers. God bless all my old subscribers. I love each and every one of you. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Click subscribe, click the bell, then check off all to ensure you get all my latest weather videos. Now, checking out the tropical Atlantic. Here we go. Josephine is a tropical storm still at this point with 40-mile-per-hour winds, the minimum central pressure 1,006 millibars. It's located 15.3 north, 53.3 west. It's moving west-northwest at a pretty good clip, around 17 miles per hour. Now, when it comes to Josephine, the center is looking a little more ragged this morning for the center of circulation. Now, it appears to be that Josephine, from everything that I've checked out, is beginning to encounter some wind shear. It's still within the next 12 to 24 hours going to intensify, though. Yesterday, I thought the winds may get to 60, but today, I think it may be 50-mile-per-hour winds at its height. I would encourage everyone, though, in the island areas here to stay alert and be aware of Josephine till Josephine gets on up and gets on out of here and it's not any bother to anyone. At the current time, there are no watches and warnings for any of the islands. It's just something we're going to have to watch. Now, up here, this is 96L. Now, right now, it's just showers, but they have increased, and it's a low pressure area about 100 miles northeast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. Now, some additional development is possible during the next couple of days, and a tropical or subtropical depression could form during that time as the system moves east-northeast, well off the coastline to the southeast of New England and to the south of the Canadian Maritime Province. Now, it should not affect anyone at this time. Now, Josephine may be downgraded to maybe a post-tropical depression. I don't think it's going to be a big deal to Bermuda, but you guys could get some wind gust and some heavy rain out of it before it's all over. Don't be surprised if you don't see in a couple of days another system just like 96L up here come off the coast or start in Georgia, move across the coast here of South Carolina, then up off my coast again, and it may form. And I'll show you that in just a moment. Before we get to all that, though, we've got some very severe weather that is very, very possible today in the lower 48. As you can see, severe thunderstorms with damaging wind and hail, and perhaps tornadoes are going to be possible from North Dakota for the morning hours into Minnesota and the Missouri Valley for this afternoon and evening. Now, morning storms, North Dakota. Afternoon and evening storms, Minnesota and the Missouri Valley. And now, this can be the afternoon and evening, once again, for Minnesota and Missouri Valley. Now, marginally severe thunderstorms are going to be possible in parts of the Central Plains and into the Texas Panhandle, as you can see. Also down here in parts of Mississippi, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. Folks, if you're in these areas where it's brown, where it's yellow, and even where it's green, especially in the yellow and brown areas, you really need to pay attention to what's going on. Now, the chance of tornadoes is 5% for Minnesota. Now, remember, this system is going to move across. Minnesota, you got a 5% chance of tornadoes today. From Nebraska, a little of Iowa, all of Minnesota in the green, just a little bit of North Dakota. This is a 2% chance of tornadoes. Now, the wind is going to be something else. It is up to 30% for Minnesota when these storms move through, 15% from Nebraska, Iowa, and for North Dakota, and for down south a little further for the Texas Panhandle, the Oklahoma Panhandle, and also in Kansas and the areas here, as you can see, from Mississippi over to Oklahoma, Louisiana, and also Arkansas. This is at 5%. But folks, I'm telling you, I've already done my homework. Be aware. If you're in this red or this yellow, the wind can be mighty, mighty fierce and cause a lot of problems, so be prepared. So far as hail goes, significant hail is expected from Iowa through Minnesota. When you see this, this is big, large, significant hail. Please be safe and please be aware. Now we're looking at the NAM map. It'll show us what should be going on for the next 3 days, today through the next 2 days, courtesy of Tropical Tidbit. And as you can see, here is 96L right here before we even turn it on. Keep your eyes on this, folks. It should move on up and move on out. But then watch, as I've told you, another one's going to start and move off and move up and reform. That should be showing up in a few days. And this severe weather that's going to be popping through, the timing might be off a little here or there, but you can see where it's going to be starting. We got lots of things going on, so let's just turn it on and let it roll. Strong to severe thunderstorms across the northern plains into the upper Midwest will result in locally heavy rainfall through today. Now, the increasing threat of heavy rain is expected from the central and southern Appalachians to the mid-Atlantic during the weekend, and that record heat becoming less intense over the southern plains, but spreading into the interior Pacific Northwest and the Great Basin during the weekend. Now, we've got a low-pressure system. It's developing along a cold front with fairly vigorous dynamics. Now, it should support the development of a strong to severe thunderstorm possibility across the northern plains and the upper Midwest through tonight. Now, in addition to that, severe weather, heavy downpours associated with the thunderstorms, of course, could lead to flash flooding for these portions. Please be aware of this and stay safe. If you see any of these clouds making up that could become severe, please make sure you got a safe place and get in, okay? Now, this severe weather and heavy rain, it should diminish Saturday as the low-pressure system moves away into Canada. Cool air ushering in behind the cold front. That should drop the temperatures into the 50s across the northern plains by Saturday morning. Meanwhile, a warm and moist air front that's trapped under a slow-moving frontal system, it's going to continue to provide a good chance of scattered thunderstorm activity from the lower Mississippi Valley eastward into the mid-Atlantic and the interior southeast. Now, we got a weak low-pressure system in the forecast to form and track slowly across the interior southeast, and the threat of heavy rain is expected to increase across the central and southern Appalachians, followed by the mid-Atlantic during the next couple of days. Now, make sure if you have any outdoor activities planned, if it does start to rain or a heavy downpour or thunderstorm occurs, you can run right in, like if you're having a cookout or something, and your stuff doesn't get destroyed. The low-pressure system is forecast to edge slowly eastward toward the coast Sunday morning, with the heaviest rainfall most likely moving across the interior mid-Atlantic. Now, in contrast to all this wet weather in the east, we got hot, and mainly dry conditions to continue for the western U.S. under the dominance of a warm ridge high pressure. We have a large area of excessive heat warnings and heat advisories in effect from California through the desert Southwest and into the southern plains, where record high minimum and maximum temperatures will be very widespread. Now, only some afternoon isolated storms are forecast today for the interior Southwest to the southern and central high plains. The heat is forecast to become less intense over the southern plains, but it's going to intensify quickly across the interior Pacific Northwest and the Great Basin during the weekend. In addition to the heat, of course, we do have these dry conditions that will continue to promote fire danger across portions of the Great Basin and to much of Wyoming today, where we do have red flag warnings in effect. And that's a check of your weather today. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, the donations you give me. I love you all, subscribing, everything you do for me. I appreciate it. And may each of you have a good day, a safe day, a blessed day, and me, very much peace, love, and kindness to each and every one of you. Thank you for watching.